All right, Power fans and surrounding areas, welcome to episode number 2 of the Coach Travis Rasbeary Weekly Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about our Rockport Fulton Lady Pirates soccer. Last week was episode number 1, and we had a guest. We had a captain. Now we've got another captain, and I'll introduce her here in just a bit. But really excited about this podcast and about the season. For the girls, they were ranked 7th and rightfully and well deserved for what they put together last year. And expectations are high here. We're really excited, and we'll be streaming some of the games. We'll let you guys know here on our network what games we'll be streaming. So if you can't make it out there, definitely support RFA Pirate Soccer through our live stream on the Pirates Coast Sports Network. On the screen, I have the head coach here for the Lady Pirates, and that's Coach Travis Rasbeary. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. Once again, thank you for spending some time. Coach will come on every Thursday at 8 o'clock when he's available here live to talk about his program, his players, stats. We'll recap games, preview games, and on the bottom of the screen there that you see is one of our captains this year. She was on the team last year. And I'll give her an opportunity to introduce herself. So just kind of tell us your name, your jersey number, and what position you play for the Lady Pirates.
My name is Kaitlyn Garcia. I am number 2, and I am the center back. One of them.
There you go. Thank
The
you.
center back.
How to make that clear.
There you go. Thank you, Kaitlyn, for coming out and spending some a few minutes here with us. We don't keep the players too long. It's already a little late, but we definitely love for them to come out and talk a little bit about the program this year. And Kaitlyn, let's just go back to last year. You guys had a first-year coach and a lot of success for the Lady Pirates, right? Getting into the third round, had a home game here against Cal Allen. Big crowd there supporting you ladies. It was a great season. And of course, you've lost some players. Some moved away, some graduated. But the bulk of this team, Kaitlyn, came back. I wanted to get your thoughts on last year you were on that team. What can you take away from last year's success to start off this season? What can you take from what y'all did good last year to continue to build moving into this 24-25 season?
Yes, sir. I believe a good team obviously starts with the coach. And I've said this before, and I'll probably say this for the rest of my life. Coach Rasbeary is one of the best coaches I've ever had. And that starts with the mutual respect. I feel as if all the players on last year's team and this year's team have so much respect for him. And he also shows respect for us. It's kind of not just a power trip and because he's the coach. Like, yes, he's the coach, and we understand where we sit as a player and a coach, but it's all one family on this team. Even when this year started and we got new people from the JV or we have one freshman on the team, it's never awkward. There's never tension. We all play really well together, and we get along off the field, which I think is very important to have. To have chemistry on the field, you also need to have connections off the field. And last year, that's how we were so successful, because the entire team was like one big family, and we all enjoyed playing with each other. And that's what, if we when we played good, we were having fun, and that's what matters.
Coach Rasbeary, he talked about that. He said when he got here last year that he knew the pieces were there. He said it was just about building the chemistry in the family, and that it definitely was built very well last year. And we saw the success. The girls opened up a lot of eyes, right? Got into a tournament early, won some games, and so people around Rockport, hey, what's going on here? There's something different going on here. So people wanted to find out what was going on, and you guys had some great games in district, winning some really tough games, and get yourself in the playoffs. And once you get in the playoffs, you never know what can happen, right? And getting to the third round, taking on a Cal Allen team that's tough last year, going to be tough again this year. But that was the exciting part. And you're absolutely right. Coach talks about it was just building that family, that chemistry, and you guys did a great job last year. I think with yourself, we had Ari, another captain. The leadership is definitely strong this year. And that's good because you guys are like coaches on the field. And so you set the example for the others, especially the young ones. And so that's great for this year and the future, right? When you guys are gone, you want to continue to build this foundation, and we want to be good here in Rockport soccer for many years to come. So I'll agree with you that it was a blessing for us to get Coach Rasbeary here, and I hope he sticks around for the foreseeable future, right, to continue to build our program. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. So, how did you get involved in soccer? Tell us at what age did you start playing soccer? Who got you involved in soccer? Do you play any other sports for Rockport Fulton?
Yes, sir. I started playing soccer like the little kids league. My mom was, of course, the coach, and my dad and my sister would sit on the bench, and all my family would be there. I started playing that in GP for the little league, and then I started playing for the school. My freshman year, I was on varsity, and I've been there ever since. And I also do volleyball. I've been on varsity for 2 years, and I also am involved in powerlifting. I've gone to state the past 2 years and hopefully will win state this year.
Well, we'll be covering you there, powerlifting as well. Our powerlifting team has been pretty good the last couple of years. We've had a state champion, as you know. I don't know if you were in high school when Val won this the title here for the girls, but it's been really good. We've had a couple of our girls get up there, so hopefully everything works out for you. And we'll definitely be covering powerlifting as well. Let's so as one of the captains this year, when you were named captain, what does that mean to you? You know, for some people, it's really important. I think it's very important because people look up, right? Like you're the leader on the field. You know, coach can only coach from the outside, so he's from the sideline. I'm sorry, so he's got to have those leaders there on the field. Soccer's a lot different, you know, than football. What we call timeout. People come over. Soccer's a little bit different. You can't do quite what you can do in football. What did it mean to you to be captain this year? You know, for this team.
Obviously, winning the captain title was very exciting for me, but I always feel like I have been a natural born leader. So it's just like the band I get to wear on my arm and talk to the refs. But even last year when I wasn't the captain, I was still leading the team in ways that I could. And now this year I just have a louder voice now that I'm captain. But even like at school, I'm a leader in different things. And that's just the person that I am. I love to push everyone because I know everyone on that team is very capable of hanging with the big bad Callan or anyone like that. And so I just want people to be confident and like see the confidence I can see in them. So that's what my goal as a captain. Obviously, it's my senior year. I want to go out with a bang, win district, make it past round 3. But it's also important for me to set the younger kids up for success. When we had our green and gold scrimmage, I had our freshman Jocelyn on my team. Before the game, I pulled her to the side and I told her, I've been in your shoes before. I was a freshman and I was so scared. There was these big girls coming at me and I was just scared of the ball. I didn't know what to do. I told her to just take a breath, be confident, don't be scared, just be smart with your decisions. Don't hesitate. And so my goal is leaving these people that I've loved, I've played with all of high school to continue to want more and never be satisfied.
Coach, you got some great leaders here. I mean, I don't know what else to
Yeah.
say. And this is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we need in Rockport is leadership like this from our players who take on that responsibility to help the others, understanding that you know we win as a team. We can't win with 2 or 3 good players. It's if you're playing team sport, everyone's got to be on the same page. Everyone's got to have everyone's back, and that trust is so important. And I'm glad to hear that you girls, when you come in and talk, you're talking about you're just not seeing your senior year. You're talking about, hey, I want us to be good even when we're gone. It means a lot to leave something for our younger players. And I think you guys are leading, giving a good example. And I think we're going to be good for a very long time. Um, do you have any personal goals that you would like to accomplish? Like you've been playing soccer here for a couple of years now. You made the varsity team your freshman year. Is there anything that you're working on that you said, look, I got to do it this year because I won't have another year. Anything you're working on as far as personal goals?
Last year, I got first team all district, but my goal this year is to win defensive MVP.
Wow,
That
awesome.
is my goal for the year.
I hope you get it. We'll be rooting for you here, Coach. I got to ask you, when you hear her say that, as your coach, how close is she to uh, accomplishing that?
Oh, I think that any team that we play, like, knows Katie. Like, she's about what are you, 5'3", 5'4" on a good day? Like,
I'm 4'10".
okay. I was trying to give you a few inches, but she is like a firecracker. Like, she's gonna go up against girls. Like, a couple teams we played had girls that were like almost 6 foot tall, and Katie's not gonna back down. Like, she's gonna go full speed. And so those teams know, like, oh crap, this girl's back. Like, we're gonna be in for some trouble because Katie has no problem going body on body with a girl twice her size, and not, 9 times out of 10 she's gonna win that battle.
Awesome. And I did see you on the volleyball court last year and this year, a couple of games, and so I know the way you play. And the athletes, the girls that we have here, the coach is right when I see guys, you got no fear. There's no fear in a lot of these girls that play. They just go out there and play, have fun. I see a lot of smiling basketball. I go watch the girls, and they're just having fun out there. Whether they're getting the W's or the L's, they're playing hard. I would have to say that when I've seen the girls play, girls are conditioned very well. That basketball team is, man, they can go like 2 games and just nonstop. I think soccer's the same way. So whatever the coaches are doing, man, we're putting our girls in a great position. We're conditioned very well. When we can play from start to end with a lot of energy. So that's great. Kaitlyn, let's talk a little bit about your first game. You had the scrimmage, but then you guys traveled to Victoria. Um, 4-2 was the final score. But coach talked about what he wanted to put out there and what he wanted to accomplish there. What was your thoughts on the game and the way your team performed against Victoria East?
I thought the first half we all played very well in the positions that we will play for the rest of the season. The second half was more of experimenting, seeing where people fit in the best, which honestly I think is very smart of Coach Rasbeary to do, because the first half showed what we will all play like together for like actual games. And the second half was just to see, in case of, because I know me and two other girls are involved in powerlifting, and sometimes that collides with soccer games. So it was important to see what backups we had for when we are gone, or in case someone is injured. Like we have Kara, she's injured right now, and she played a big role in the team last year. Luckily, we do have Perla and Lauren to play in the midfield, but for the defensive back line, it's important to have subs just in case one of us get hurt or we have other things going on. So the scrimmage was very eye-opening. We got to see a lot and really like, because in practice it's hard to tell someone's full capability because we're playing with each other. It's kind of not as intense as if you're playing against someone else you don't know. Of course you want to win and you're going to play your hardest. So I think that the scrimmage was very much needed, and we can take on Alice and hopefully Mercy rule them with the starting players.
Well, the other thing I saw on the schedule, and coach doesn't have very much time to experiment because you guys go into district really quickly. You got a couple more games. Alice is coming up, Miller, and then I think you got your Toast of the Coast tournament, the big tournament here in Rockport. And then right after that, it's almost district, right? So the games will start counting. So you don't have a lot of time. And I think coach, yeah, making the right decision. He saw the first half what the team was capable of doing. I'm sure he already knew that. But we're only going to be as good as the younger girls and what kind of impact they can have. Like you said, there's an injury. I don't think Ari went to the game, did she, coach? Because I saw her playing basketball. So you were
No,
missing.
no, no. She was hooping it up,
Yeah.
and so she didn't make it.
Yeah, I saw that. So while y'all were playing, I went to go stream the girls. So I saw her there, and I said, "Wait a minute, she's here. She can't be over there." So coach doesn't have one of his players out there. So you weren't at full strength. But I think that what you're saying, Kaitlyn, is correct. You gotta experiment with the other girls as well. You don't know when there's an injury, and you want them to get as comfortable as they can playing out there, especially the younger ones who can be intimidated when you're a freshman, sophomore playing against these bigger girls, right? So I'm glad that we're doing that. The next game is tomorrow here at home against Alice. I think the girls start at 7:30. Coach, is that correct? In the
So it's 5 and 6:30.
5 and 6:30. So the junior varsity will be at 5 here at
Yes, sir.
Park Stadium, and then the varsity. So come on out. It was a little cold this morning, but then the sun came out. It was a beautiful day. The wind wasn't blowing, so we can come out and cheer our girls on. Like I said, they're ranked this year. The expectations are high. You are hearing here from our captain that her expectations to get to the fourth round. But we have a responsibility too. Coach does his job, the girls do their job, and ourselves here, the community, we have a responsibility to go out there and cheer our teams on. So we have an opportunity. The next two games here at home. The next one's tomorrow against Alice. Alice is always a good battle with Rockport Fulton. It's always fun. Sometimes when I go out there, the fans, Kaitlyn, last year from Rockport, man, there's something else, aren't they? Like they get into it. Like I'm in the press box, and for back call, man, the Pirate fans, they'll let them know. The moms, you guys, your parents, boy, they get in it. They're not going to be quiet. Referees that come and referee Rockport's games better be ready because they're going to let them know what they think. So it's all in fun, but it's great to see the fans up there cheering, really getting into the game. It makes it that much more exciting. So definitely come on out and support the Lady Pirates tomorrow versus the Alice Lady Coyotes. Should be a good one. So let's talk about tomorrow's game, Kaitlyn. Your thoughts on what your team needs to do. What are you expecting from Alice, and what do the Lady Pirates need to do to get the win?
I'm expecting a good game from Alice. They were in our district last year, and we beat them twice, both rounds of district. So I'm expecting to win, and I think it'll show us. Coach Rasbeary was also talking about this the other day. It'll show us where we stand since they were in our district. They're very similar to a lot of other teams in our districts. In district, it's kind of the only four that really are that compete with each other is us, London, Beeville, and Calallen. The rest of them are kind of like not very strong teams. So I think Alice is comparable to all the rest of the teams besides the other big three. So this will show us where we stand and if we do good like we are expected to do, because we did lose Amron, Monkey, and Jalen, which were big contributors to the team. But we got some new people from JV, and I think they filled in the spots very well. So it's not like we're missing, we have big holes anywhere between the offense and the defense. So I'm expecting a very good game tomorrow.
Well, come on out and cheer Lady Pirates as they try to get the W tomorrow against it's going to be a tough Alice team. So before I let you go, Kaitlyn, what can the Rockport fans expect this year from the Lady Pirates?
The Rockport fans can expect 110% at every game because we know last year how bad we wanted to beat Cal in the third round, and losing at home was just not a good feeling in front of all those fans. And we want to win the district title. It has been a very long time since the girls soccer has won the district title. And I'm sure Coach Rasbeary believes that this is the year we can do it. And with the new rule for playoffs, not playing people in our district, we have a very good chance of making it farther in playoffs. And it just proves, like last year in round 3, all 4 of the teams from our district were playing each other in round 3. And that is very rarely seen. So it just shows how closely competitive and good all 4 of us are. So this year, if we just give it our all, and our team is very senior heavy, and I know all of us want to win this year. It's our last year. This is our last chance to win. And so I think we will give everything we have to make it as far as we go. Hopefully, I said at the first day of tryouts, I said the road to state starts today, and that is the main goal.
And okay, I think what's really important, what you're saying here, is expectations. You guys are your goals. You want to go to the fourth round. I think that's where, when you play a sport, especially in high school, you have to think that way. You got to think playoffs. And if the goal is we want to get to the fourth round this year, right? Then every day you're putting in the work. The whole team's putting in the work. You know what the goal is every day, all season. You know what the goal is. When you guys lost to Carolina last year, it started then, right? We know what's coming back. We know what the goal is. and then you work your butt off, your tails off to get there, right? But I love what you're saying. The expectation that you're setting for this program is really high. And once you graduate, the other girls will see what it takes. We want to be, I always tell people, we talk because we got a crew here on the network, and we talk, and when we don't win, it upsets us too, right? We can't go out there and play. We're older, but we want to see you guys succeed so bad. Like, you don't even know, in every sport. Like, we talk for hours after a game about what we need to do and how we can help. But at the end of the day, it's the expectations that you said, and we want to be good for years. We don't want to have a good group come for 2 years, be good, and then we're bad for 4 years, right? We want to keep that winning tradition going and be very competitive every year. And I think last year for this soccer program, it started, and it seems like we're off to another great start with some great leadership, great coach, and you guys got a lot of support. I mean, we had the podcast that we had a lot of people viewing it live, and then the numbers continue to go up. So I think the support for soccer here in Rockport is starting to pick up, and we're going to do everything we can to continue to keep eyes and let people know what we're doing here, both our boys and girls. I think it's really, really important. So thank you for what you do. Hopefully you guys stay injury free, because I think that's huge, right? For us to get to that third, fourth round, we need to stay healthy. So I definitely hope that will continue, and we don't have any major injuries that'll set us back. But coach, before I let Kaitlyn go, anything else you want to add? I mean, I'm very impressed. I was impressed with her last year, so we know what we're getting from her. But any last words about your captain?
Yeah, I wish I could clone her. like, like I wish I could clone her and have like a Kaitlyn in every single grade. I I be honest, I have no idea where Kaitlyn gets as much energy as she has. Like, she does all these sports. She's class president. She's NHS. I'm sure like her list of accommodation, like, or not accommodation, her list of all the stuff that she's done, her accolades, like in high school, is she doesn't have a paper. She probably has a binder. Like it. I don't know where Kaitlyn finds like the energy to keep going. Like she's awesome. When I tried to think about the three captains I wanted this year, I mean, she was one of the kids on the top of the list. I mean, she leads by example on the field. She leads by example in the classroom. I want to clone Katie and have her like every single year play for me. And her and my other two captains, they are natural leaders. And it is awesome to have that like extra coach that's on the field playing along with them.
It's a coach's dream.
Yeah.
And, I think Ari's just like you too. She's got a lot of energy. I watch them play. My goodness, they just have energy. I don't know where you guys get it from, but it's great. We've got to have great leaders in our program, players, to be able to be successful. I think on top of having the coaching. And for you, Lady Pirates, we're in good hands this year, man. And hopefully, I think you're setting an example for the younger girls. They see how you girls are setting the example by leading the team, doing things the right way, right? But not only Kaitlyn on the soccer field, but coach is talking about what you're doing in the classroom. So overall, when someone that's young looking at my leader here in soccer, they're seeing what you do overall, right? What you're doing in the classroom, the sports you're playing. So you're leading not only on the soccer field, but in the classroom as well, which I think is really, really important for the younger players. And these young girls, these young middle school or youth soccer players who go out to your games and one day want to be out on that field and do what you guys do, you're they're watching you guys, right? And when you're doing it the right way, they're going to want to do it the right way. And that's how our program continues to stay very competitive year after year. So thank you for all of the work that you do and taking pride in putting on that jersey and playing for Rockport Fulton, the Lady Pirates. We definitely appreciate it. So I'll give you the final word here. Coach is going to bring you back, obviously. If not, I'm going to, Coach, when are you going to bring Kaitlyn back? So we'll have you back a couple more times because it's really interesting. I love having you on the podcast. But any final words, any final thoughts you have, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
I just want to say, please, if you are available, come out to soccer games. I know it is in the coldest time of the year and they are very long and kind of confusing if you don't know what's happening. but I promise they are so fun to watch. And that would just, I know me and the other girls were talking about last year when we played round 3, there were so many fans and we just stopped on the field and looked up. And that is just a moment I will remember for the rest of my life. And I feel like if the younger girls see all the support from the community, then that will that will push them to be better and know that they're not just doing this for Coach Rasbeary and for others, but they're doing it for the community, for Rockport Fulton High School.
Absolutely. And we're going to do our part to keep you guys. Every time that camera comes out, we'll be talking soccer. And as much as we can get the girls on, get coach comes on every week and streaming your games, just keep the buzz going, right? So people know. And those people that don't follow soccer, but hear it in the community when they go to the stores and they're talking about these soccer girls, what is the hype about? We need to go down there and see what all this hype is about. It's what we want to do. When we started this and talked to Coach Sosa, he said, "Man, what do you want us to do, Coach? Just keep the hype going." He said, "Just keep it going." And that's what we're doing here on the Pirates Coast Sports Network. Thank you very much. We're definitely going to have you back. I'm sure Coach will bring you back. Good luck tomorrow. We're rooting for you to get the W. And then right around when district starts for the home games, we'll definitely be up there in the press box and we'll be streaming your games. And hopefully we'll get some sponsorship as well. That's our goal, but we'll get up there. And I don't know if you've ever seen what we do in football, but football, we kind of put a clock up there and we have sponsorship, make it look real nice on the screen. So we're going to definitely do that for our soccer program as well this year. And so hopefully we'll get some sponsorship and businesses want to come out and support you as well. So that was Kaitlyn Garcia, one of our co-captains. Thank you very much and good luck tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless and have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you too. Coach, man, you got to be impressed, Coach. I mean, we're talking about a very young girl who is a senior, right, in age, but my goodness, she is, I mean, just wants to win and does things the right way. And like you said, I've seen her, I've heard some things about her and I've seen her plays tough. But she actually said, I've been a leader. She's just a natural born leader from the get go. So how blessed are you to have her and the other girls as captains to help you lead this team? It's every coach's dream. So you're lucky to have her this year, and hopefully everything works out for you, Coach. Before we get into recapping the Victoria and talking more and getting your thoughts on that game, Kaitlyn talked about an injury. How are we? How are things going? Do we have a few players that are out right now due to injury? Whatever you can tell us as far as the injury update.
I mean, we have Katie mentioned Kara. Kara did a great job last year, kind of helping in our midfield. She actually went to a college showcase to get some exposure to college coaches, and she kind of tweaked her knee, and so it's right now we're trying to take it easy because I would rather her like not play right now versus like it become a prolonged injury. So she's working hard to try to get back to where she needs to be, and I don't want to rush her because right now if we don't win a game or if we win every game leading up to district, it doesn't matter. Once you get to district is when everything really counts. So we've got her, and then we've got a couple of bumps and bruises here and there, but that's the main injury that's prolonging us right now. We unfortunately had a JV player that got hurt pretty bad in our inter squad scrimmage that we're wishing a speedy recovery. But as far as that goes, we got basically one kid on each team, and the rest of them are just bruises and bumps, just typical from your first scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's going to happen. Soccer's a rough sport, man, and you're going to get those bumps and bruises throughout the season. Hopefully, we don't have any major injuries, and we get those players back here in the next couple of weeks. Coach, let's recap the Victoria East. So the Lady Pirates traveled this past couple of days here on Tuesday to play Victoria East. We took the L 4-2, but coach just kind of talked to us. I know you were telling me a little bit about what you were experiencing, but what did you see from the girls? I know you were really excited what you saw in the first half, but overall, just give us your thoughts on the way the Lady Pirates performed.
Yeah, so I kind of see scrimmages kind of differently than some coaches. I know, like for example, like football coaches, it's like we're going to win every scrimmage, and yeah, I would like to win every scrimmage. Like that would be nice. but the way I see it is your scrimmage is a glorified practice against another team. And Katie kind of talked about it. I put who I thought was going to go where in the first half, and Victoria East couldn't do anything to us. We scored 2 goals very quickly. They couldn't break through our defense. I mean, we didn't play to the ability that we played last year, but we were playing Victoria East, who I think last year beat us like 3-1 in the scrimmage, and I mean it should have been a lot more than that last year. So we played them 2-0, and then we got to halftime, and I'm like, okay, I know what we're capable of. Now I need the contingency plan. Now I need to know, like, if we have a center back go down, who can play that position? If we have a wing go down, who can play that position? And so I told the girls at halftime, I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, this game's over. Like, it's a 2-0 game conclusion. Like, that's great. We beat them 2-0. Now let's see where we can put kids. And I told them, I said, I don't care what the score is from here on out. It is a 2-0 final, because they're going to come out, they're going to play with their starters, trying to prove something, and we're going to be moving people around. So you're going to have people who are playing in positions they never played before. Katie talked about, we have a true freshman on our varsity, and she plays defender in practice. And I'm like, hey, look, this girl's athletic, she's quick. Let's just give her a shot. Let's put her as a forward and just kind of see what she can do. And so we were playing 40-minute half. So first 40 minutes, we scored 2 goals. For about 30 minutes, we played what I told the girls, musical positions. And then that last 10 minutes, I wanted to go, okay, we've seen what we have. I want to reinforce that we have the ability to kind of stop them. So in the last 10 minutes, I put the same squad we had in the first half in. And once again, we shut them down. They couldn't move the ball. So I learned what I needed to learn. Scrimmages don't go on max preps. In fact, very few soccer coaches will ever put their scrimmages on max preps. And so, like I said, I got what I needed. And so now when we play Alice tomorrow, I've seen pieces, I've seen where they go, I've seen where the puzzle pieces don't fit. So now the plan is to like Katie said, run up the score on Alice and just kind of show them, like, you better be glad you're not in our district, because this is what you would be expecting from here on out.
And Coach, and like I said, you don't have a lot of time. Looking at the schedule, I'm looking at it now. You jump into district right away, so
Yeah.
you basically have a few games to really try to put all the pieces together, right? And so I think for people that don't understand why, this happened, we bring you on the podcast so you can explain it, right? Because a lot of us, we just want to win, right? But you have a bigger goal. You got to make sure that you're putting all the pieces before you don't want to be trying to figure things out in district.
Yeah.
You probably still will, right? So definitely understand, and it makes a lot of sense that, look, we scored. They have trouble now. Let's see what we can do with the other players, right? They got to come in and get that experience. The loss or the win isn't going to count, right? It's just it's good. It looks good on the W on Max Prep, or where, if anybody's following, but the district is what counts. And you got some tough teams. And Kaitlyn talked a little bit about that. So we got to get as prepared as we can. Last year was great, but that was last year. This is this year with the different team. But Coach, I'd like to ask you, the 2 goals that were scored, who scored those goals for us?
So we had Carli Trebilcock, who she got a cross from Anay, and I mean, it was a beautiful goal outside of her right foot. And I mean, just went opposite post. I mean, keeper couldn't do anything about it. And I love my girls because we watch film and they're so critical of themselves. And Carli goes, that was an accident. I didn't mean to score it. And I was like, okay, it went in. I was like, so it's a beautiful goal because it went in. And then she's like, well, I should have used my left foot. Like, yeah, you probably should have used your left foot, but it went in. And so I love the fact that the girls are so critical of themselves. And then we had Anay Carreon, who she gave Carli the assist, and then she had a free kick that she's our other captain. She's a senior. She's probably one of the most technical players that we have on the team, and we lined up for a free kick, and me playing before, like, I almost want to micromanage and go, hey, shoot in this corner, and I was like, I'm not gonna say a word. Like, I'm gonna let her do her, and it was funny because the exact corner that I was gonna tell her to put that ball, it was like a line straight to the upper right corner. I mean, just super beautiful goal, and so, like, those were our 2 goals in the first half, and we had plenty of opportunities for other ones, but But when you look at those goals, like those goals tell you something. It's not like a keeper messed up and like we just kind of poked the ball in. Like those goals will show you exactly like, dang, this team is good. This is what they're capable of.
It is. And let's talk a little bit about Carly. So Carly's a sophomore. Hopefully we'll have her on the podcast. We had her on the podcast last year. So we're hoping that she'll join the podcast at some point during the season. But she's a sophomore. Coach, last year she was one of the three freshmen that you brought up, and those freshmen, they had an impact on that team last year. Carly's off to a great start, already scoring that goal, and you're talking about how critical she is of herself and wanting to be as perfect as she can be. But talk to us a little bit more about her. And we know a little bit about what you said last year, but a little bit more about her play this year, and what are you expecting from your sophomore player who has a year under her belt now, varsity, but still very young, only a sophomore.
Yeah, I actually put her up for newcomer of the year last year. I think she had 3 hat tricks over the season. And when you're talking about a freshman that's getting hat tricks in a district where the top 4 teams go to the regional quarterfinal, like that says something.
Mhm.
But Carli is one of those girls that she could play anywhere on the field. I have her play left wing because she can shoot left footed. She can shoot right footed. She's got a beautiful touch. And then she knows what Anay is thinking from the opposite side of the field. Like she knows Anay is fixing across this ball. I'm going to be here, and that's where she got a ton of goals last year. Is she knew where everybody should be. She knew where everybody should be playing the ball, and she's a poacher. Like she's got beautiful long shots, but she's a poacher. She knows exactly where that ball is going to be to score the goal. And I'm very lucky that I've got her for this year and then 2 more, because she's dangerous for any other team scouting us. They're going to look at her and they're going to go, oh crap, this girl this girl's somebody we need to keep an eye on, even when she doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I remember you talking about them, and we still got Pearl. I remember her and
Yeah.
how tough she. So we still haven't even touched on her and the way she plays out there. So we're going to be getting to her here somewhere down the road. Coach, it's just exciting. And you know what excites me is the girl like Carly, she's still very young, still learning the game, right? And you're talking about the stuff that she can do, and really hasn't even hit her prime, right? Into what? So what is her career? You know, what how's it going to end, and how many points is she going to have? It's still a ways off, but it's just exciting, and that's why we have this podcast, so Coach can talk about his players. We talk about the classification so that the community can get excited. This is a sophomore who still got 2 more years, man, and you know, to come out and watch them play, they practice so hard, and to see them perform the way they do on the field is exciting. And if you can't make it, definitely support them through the Pirates Cove Sports Network or live stream when we're there. But at home games, we really expect this year to have the community come out and cheer our soccer programs on, man. We've got talent in football and softball and baseball. We got some talented players in our soccer program. And you come out and see them, and you'll be surprised. I was very surprised last year on what I saw from the girls and the boys. Just last year, Coach Cristobal De Leon, just what he was able to accomplish through his four years, and talking to Coach Elkins, and I didn't realize how good that boy was. I mean, he was a talented kid, you know, and you've got some of those in your program as well. So come on out and watch the team. But there's some great individuals with a lot of talent, and you won't be disappointed when you come out and see our Lady Pirates. You know, they ranked them number 7 for a reason, Coach. Somebody's seen some things like you're seeing in this team. So it's great to come on out and support them. Coach, tomorrow you've got Alice again. That game, there's the JV and varsity they play. And Alice, I'd like to get your thoughts on what you think the team is going to have to do. What are you expecting from the Lady Pirates? What do you know from Alice? But before we get to that, the JV also traveled with you over to Victoria's. What was the outcome there, and how did they do? How did they fare?
Uh, they did as well as could be expected. Most of the girls have never played before. And they played against a team from Victoria that almost every single girl plays. They've got a lot of leagues in Victoria. I'm not entirely sure if their junior highs play or not. But I would say probably 90% of our team has never touched a soccer ball until this year. And so there's a learning curve with soccer. It's not like, and I never played baseball. It's not like where you can pick up a baseball and you can kind of throw it. Like there's a lot of the aspect of soccer that's very difficult. And so a lot of these girls who are super athletes are now going, oh crap, like I'm not the athlete that I am in every other sport I play. This is a whole different muscle group. This is a whole different type of coordination. And so our JV, they played hard. They really did. They fought the whole entire time. There, like I said, there's a learning curve, and a lot of these girls, Coach Malish is doing a great job with these girls. Today I believe they ran 3 miles to get themselves in some soccer shape, to make sure that they ain't going to slow down. They're going to go 100%. They're going to go full speed the whole entire time. And yesterday I worked with Coach Malish and the JV, kind of showing them, okay, this is how our formation works, and kind of going to square one. And Coach Malish is there, like girls asking questions, and I'm all across the field. She's there answering them. I mean, they're going to be dang good, and it's nice to see that foundation getting built underneath the varsity with the JV. So when we do have, I think we have 10 seniors this year that'll graduate from the varsity program. Like we'll have that foundation coming up where those girls can step in and hopefully make an immediate impact. So there's not a rebuilding year per se.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we want to, and you know, and I know at the JV level, we want to win, but it's more about the growth. And I've heard coaches say that, right? What are they doing? How are they getting better? What are they doing? I mean, look, you got to be in shape. If you're not in shape, and you're not going to cut it in soccer. You're just not. I mean, running up and down that field, my goodness, you got to be in great shape. So running 3 miles, definitely going to get you in shape real quick if you're going to be in that program. So that's good to hear. So now, Coach, let's turn and talk to Alice. And so they come in. You've had some battles with the Lady Coyotes. That's a home game, so definitely come on out tomorrow. 2 games on the schedule, so definitely come on out and support our Lady Pirates soccer programs, our teams, Coach. But what do you want to see from the Lady Pirates, and what do you know from Alice?
So I wanted to schedule Alice. We played them last year in district. We played them twice, and we played them at their home. They held us to penalty kicks, and it was a nail biter. We didn't play very good. Last year there was some times where if a team was kind of lower than us, we kind of played down to their level. And when we played at Alice, I mean, we didn't play very good, and we barely squeaked by in penalty kicks. And then the second time we played them, it was a whole different story. And so playing Alice is going to tell us how we're going to look when we play SGA or Kingsville or TM or Bishop. Like it's going to tell us, like, this is how you were compared to last year. And there's a lot of coaches that are like, oh, I've already seen Alice. I've already seen, like, because they were in our district. Let's find somebody new. But to me, if you're playing those same teams, you're going to see what you're capable of. If we go play like Stephenville up near Austin, like we're never going to see Stephenville. Like Stephenville will go off somewhere else. They'll go. I think they're 5A right now. So to me, I would rather play a team where we have played it before. We've got experience playing them, and we know what we're going to get into. And they're going to be athletic. They're going to go full speed at us. And I think that some of those girls last year have a sour taste in their mouth because of that penalty kick. And I think they're going to come out guns a-blazing. And then they're coming to our tournament. So like they may try to get some redemption after hopefully we whoop them tomorrow. Those Coyotes may try to come after us again, but I'm really looking forward to it because it's going to be that accurate showcase of what we have compared to what we were.
Yeah, and we're going to see tomorrow where we're at. You're right. They're going to come after us. Obviously, the way things ended last year, but Rockport's got a target. Their ranking teams know that, coaches know that, and so they want to be noticed. And so I think you're gonna get their best shot from everybody. Last year, we were kind of at the start of the season under the radar. People didn't know how good Rockport could possibly be until probably mid-season. We started winning. Wait a minute, this team they're a lot better than what we thought. This year, everyone knows. Especially in the district, Rockport's good. We're going to have to go down there. They're prepared. They got to come with their A game to beat this team. So we're not going to surprise anybody this year. I think we're going to get the best shot. Alice is going to come out blazing. They're going to come out, try to get that win. So it's going to be very interesting to see our Lady Pirates compete against a team like that and see what we can do. So it's going to be very exciting. So again, Pirate fans, definitely tomorrow, definitely come on out. 2 games. JV starts first, and then varsity. We will not be there to stream that game, but you definitely come on out. It's a home game and support our RF Lady Pirates tomorrow versus Alice. Coach, thank you very much for spending some time. Coach Rasbeary will come on every Thursday when he's available. Unless he tells me he can't, I'll let you guys know. Other than that, be expecting him and definitely support the podcast. Coach tries to bring in one of his players every week when he comes on, and so you get to hear the player and coach recap, preview games, and we give coach an opportunity to talk about his players, their performance on the field, stats, goals. I try to keep goal. Told coach I was going to keep track of the goals this year, so that when I am live streaming, I can talk about our players and what they're doing. So that's why I keep track of that. And then we'll get coach's thoughts on the junior varsity and any of our younger players throughout the season that are growing on the program. What coach has seen from these younger players and what we can expect in the next couple of years. So really excited that that's why we put the podcast together. You can support the podcast by viewing it live or when you get a chance. We keep that on our Pirates Pro Sports Network. The live streaming of the games will be on for about 24 hours, and then we move it over to a file. We don't delete it, but we move it over to a file. But you guys can't see that. It's just for us, Coach, that we keep it because our goal, what we want to do is eventually we take it off of the network of just coaches just kind of told us that. So we just started, we're going to take it off, but we save it over to a file that we have in hopes that when we get to these businesses and restaurants, maybe they'll play those games in a year or two. People can go down there, eat a meal, and they see them on the big screen. And, like that Cal Allen game, or we'll pick a game right where they can put it on 2 years later or 2 years from now. And the people can see, hey, look, I remember that game, and they're showing it there around these restaurants and stuff. That's what we're hoping will happen. But we keep them. We just take them off of the screen. A lot of the coaches just prefer to do that. So we just went ahead and said we're going to take it off after about 24 hours or so. So you can't, they won't be on, but the podcast will stay on the network. Coach, I'll give you the final thoughts, man. Good luck tomorrow. I think the girls are going to do very well. I can tell you this. When they took the loss, I was like, oh no, no, no. I'm really excited, coach. I'm just pumped for these girls. I watched them last year. We did the podcast. So you get tuned into it, right? But I so desperately want these girls to succeed. I think they deserve it. And I hope we get into the playoffs and beat Cal Allen this year. That would be great for us. But that's still down the road. We're talking about Alice tomorrow. Any final thoughts you have before we let you go, coach?
Yeah, so when I talk about Katie being like a coach on the field, what's funny is she just sent me a message on our Sports U app. It's like, make sure you plug our team store. So our season is cold, and we do have a team store. I'll share it with you. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll share it with you, and our fans would look amazing, completely decked out in our Lady Pirate soccer gear. But like I said, she does an awesome job being a on the field coach, and like I said, she kind of keeps me on my toes, making sure that I talk about what I need to talk about. But no, I'm very appreciative of you giving us this opportunity and for me to get the exposure for the girls, and I know they love it. I know if I was to put out on Sports U, like who wants to go on, I mean, there's going to be like girls fighting each other to get on, because they love it. We're being recognized. We're finally getting looked upon in a good light. It's not, oh, there's the team that had 2 wins. I mean, it's like, oh, you're ranked now. Like it's nice having that exposure. It's nice people seeing us. It's nice people seeing the kids in the community and go, hey, I saw you on the podcast. So we appreciate that what you guys are doing for us to make sure that these girls are getting seen in a positive light and not for what happened 2 years ago.
No, absolutely, coach. And we're trying to do that. We talked to Coach Sosa, we told him, and Coach, wants us not only on the varsity, wants us down there at the middle school. We're building that team to the sub varsity, and we want to get out there. I think, we don't get a lot of coverage, and so to be able to do that, and there's so many parents, grandparents that live out of town, they can't. They maybe come to 1 or 2 games a season. So by streaming these games, they're able to be at home or if dad's working, mom's working, they can catch these games, whether it be a tournament. So we understand how important it is for people who can't make the game to be able to support them through the live stream. That's why we do it. But the other part of it for us is just the players. I wish I had this when I was in school, man. How great was this to be able to have a coach talk about you, or you have an opportunity to come on the podcast and talk about your coach and talk about your players and your program. It's awesome. And for the community who doesn't really know a lot about soccer, they hear the hype. We'll go on to the Pirates Coast Sports Network Facebook page and check out what they're saying. Bringing in the kids is what's great too, on top of having the coaches on, because they get to hear grandma and grandpa love, mom and dad love to hear their kids. And we hope at some point, coach, this year, I know I know a lot of the parents from soccer, and we're hoping to be able to meet more parents from other sports as well. But maybe mom and dad want to come on a different podcast and talk about their kid. How awesome would that to have mom or dad or talk about their kid, and who knows them better than mom and dad? So hopefully we'll be able to add more things than what we have now. But right now, the podcast every Thursday, 8 p.m. You can catch the Coach Travis Rasbeary, our podcast 2024, 2025. This is Coach comes in and talks about the Rockport Fulton Lady Pirates soccer program. He is our head coach. He'll be bringing in a player or two every Thursday when he can. So you can catch that there. And then we'll be streaming some of the games, Coach. And I'll let you know what games we'll be streaming. We'll get up to that press box. And send me the link to the store. We can put it on our network as well. Definitely, I'll take a look at it and I'll definitely buy. So I can just order online whatever I need, correct?
Yeah, so we're using a company named X Grain. It's kind of our fundraiser too. So we get a small percentage of everything that's bought. But I've used this company at every other school district I've been at, and it's nice. You can get don't quote me on the price because I don't want the people lighting up the torches and the pitchforks chasing me over a $5. But I want to say that you can get like a hoodie or a full zip hoodie or something like that, and it's got Lady Pirate Soccer on it, and then you can get your name or number or whatever monogrammed on it for free. Like they throw all that in for free, and it's good prices, and it's very good quality goods. It's all online. There's no like exchanging of cash. The only thing that happens is it gets delivered to the high school. But in the past, they usually send you some kind of email like, "Hey, your stuff's been delivered. Like, come pick it up." But it's like I think the girls were happy because there's a fanny pack on it. There's backpacks. There's a whole bunch of stuff on it. So it's got a whole bunch of just lady pirate soccer stuff. And like I said, it's a fundraiser for us, so we can get a little bit of money. So hopefully we can get these girls some long sleeve thermals, because when that week that the temperature drops and they need it.
And that's the other thing that's real nice too, is to be able, that's another way, community, that we can support our programs, is to buy merchandise, right? That's real important. That's something we don't always talk about, but that's something that we should be consistently talking about on our podcast with you guys, is that, that's another way of supporting them. We talk about coming out, but buying their merchandise. And as you heard, Coach, they get a percentage of that back that they can use to continue to get stuff for the players that are needed during when they come out and play. I mean, they play in shorts. It's crazy, the cold weather. I'm like, my goodness, I'm in there. So it does go back to our athletic program to be able to get stuff for our players. So it's another way to support our programs here. So Coach, definitely send it over to me, the link, and we'll put it up on our social media platforms. And definitely, once I get it, I'll definitely buy some stuff. So when I get out to those games, you'll see me in those gears. I got to be able to wear Rockport gear as well. Coach,
and I set the store to close on December 26th. So if you're looking for a Christmas gift, you can get that little Christmas gift.
Okay, I'll definitely go ahead and go ahead and get it to me. I'll definitely get some stuff, and we'll definitely put it on our network. Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Coach will be back next Thursday. Definitely tune in at 8 p.m. right here on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our Facebook page. Good luck tomorrow, Coach, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.